Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. We got AJ, we got Eric, we got Rudo coming to you live. Well, technically not live. We're doing this live because we're at the Watch a Party, the Watch Takeover, the Party Bus. That's going on for tonight's game, which should mean it's a good one. Avs taking on the Flyers.
Yeah, by the time people watch this, you guys will already be in the arena.
It's true. We'll be there, vibing, having a good time. Val Nichushkin does return for the Avs. Ivan Prosvetov in net for the Avs. Yeah, that's an accurate feeling. But Avs looking to bounce back. Avs looking to get above 500 on this road trip. They're essentially healthy. I get it. No Gerard, no Lehkonen, but those are longer-term things. All the guys that have been bopping in and out of the lineup are back tonight.
This is as reasonably healthy as an NHL team can expect to be at any given time.
Yep.
You've got two guys missing, and one of them's not even injury.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
hard to ask for better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're not talking about Makar, you're not talking about McKinnon, you're not talking about Mikko. Like the big guns are all in your lineup. No offense to the Flyers, like you walk into this game with that advantage.
And Val. I think Val's huge.
I do too.
Right? I think you can see you miss him when you look at the he missed two, right? Yeah. He missed the last couple games. It makes a big difference. It makes a huge. It makes the difference on the power play. It makes the difference when you're down by a goal. It makes the difference on your special. I mean PK. Makes the difference on your lines. Then everything is not so messed up, right? It just kind of puts everything back. And I'm not sure what the lines are going to be tonight, but. Yeah, no. And for me, I'm excited to get on the bus and go to the rink. I like that. It's like flashback. It's like awesome.
You're back to normal now.
Yeah, let's take a bus, go to the game. I'm excited.
For Val, I think the big thing is he's a trusted guy in the Avs top six, right? He's someone Jared Bednar will put out there in any situation, is reliable defensively. You start looking at a top six, you're like, well, you don't really trust Druin defensively. Well, you don't trust Mac that much defensively. Well, sometimes Mikko's not great defensively.
Yeah.
Val is a guy who steps in and you go, okay, I can put him with a Mikko. I can put him with a Ryjo, and I can trust that line to be okay.
He's the adult.
I was just going to say that.
So
I'm going to take AJ's line, say he's the adult. You said
yeah, well, and with no Arturi Lehkonen and no Gabe Landeskog, because, you know, if those guys are in your lineup.
Also adults, yeah.
You have a very adult-heavy lineup. Yeah. You feel very differently about that lineup. But in the absence of those guys, you see the difference that it makes in how they play and how they're able to extend possessions, their puck retrieval, how hard they are to play against, the board work in all three phases, you know, all 200 feet. That's all an area where Val raises your floor as a hockey team. And to be honest, your ceiling as well. And if you find a guy that can do both of those, you have a guy that's pretty important to you. So, you know, with Nichushkin, and also anecdotally, I don't know what the exact record is, but the with and without Nichushkin over the last couple of years, it's stark. Like, the record with him, they win a lot of games. Without him, they struggle to win games.
The without also not a great look for Cale Makar.
No, I mean,
it
like suggests Cale Makar. They don't need him. It's fine, which is obviously silly.
Yeah,
but you do notice that difference, and I think that just that part of it, that without Makar, it speaks to the strength of the team.
Yep,
it's the defense.
Yep,
Colorado gets, because of the high flying offensive players that they have, it has a reputation as a very offensive hockey team. But it's the defense that makes them as good as they are. It's the defense that squeezes the life out of teams and moves pucks aggressively and never plays in the defensive zone, you know, that allows 22 shots a game and stuff. It's the defense that makes them special.
I think that number falls to the wayside a little bit. The Avs regularly hold teams under 25 shots. And people who don't watch the team as much as we do and Avs fans do see, oh, they won 4-1. Oh, they win 5-1. Oh, they're scoring a lot and putting teams away. But it's as much the limiting that they're doing of other teams in those games.
Well, and it's the approach that they've taken to goaltending. We are seeing this approach taken to an extreme right now in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Where they're just like, we're not going to spend any money. We're going to spend the minimum amount of money on goaltending and just hope we get it right.
It's working so far.
We're going to spend all the rest of the money on the roster. It is working. It's working wonderfully. So with the Avalanche, you are saying it's defensively is where it starts.
Yeah.
And Nichushkin, as such a great two-way player, it helps them in both areas.
Yep.
So yeah, he's important.
No, and again, I was going to say the adult. I was laughing because I'm like, oh, age always says that, but it's true. It is so true. And then when you're missing not just one, but like another adult, right? I mean, it starts to show. No offense to anybody that replaces them. You can't ask Jonathan Drouin to play 25 minutes and beat Val Nichushkin. It's impossible. It's not the same game. It's a totally different game. So I'm excited to see him. I think he's been wonderful this year, and he touches so many areas of the game. So he's a big part tonight, especially with Philly. Philly can play a little heavy game at times too. They got some heavy players. So glad he's back tonight.
Wanted to get in the Philly side of it, but let's get to your 3 keys of the game first.
I'm going to go back. I said it before. Everybody ropes, everybody rides. It's big. Last game, Bednar, his presser after the game, said a lot of passengers, a lot of guys in the locker room. Yeah, we had some passengers. I'll tell you one thing. As a player, you hear that. It's like, man, are they talking about me? And you know what I mean? Like somewhere, somehow, you're like, yeah, I wasn't up to snuff for some guys. I'd say 60-40 maybe last game. 60 were on top of their game. 40 not going to work in the National Hockey League. So no passengers. Get on the train. Be the hardest and smart and the smartest working guy every shift. It sounds stupid, but if you do that, you're the better team. You're going to come out on top. 2, make their D's turn. Make them make reads. Flyers are 22nd in the league with almost a 3 goals against average. Play below the goal line. Make their D's have their toes pointing behind the net, not at Prospatov tonight. You see what I'm saying? It's very simple. Make them turn the other way. Rush chances are great. It's awesome. Great if you capitalize, but you don't want to have one and done. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you're out of the zone. Then you're going to play in your own end. It's not good. So rush chances there. Take it. If it's not there, go play below the goal line. 3, this is the type of team, John Tortorella, I talked to him this morning, stick to your game. They play a simple game. They work. If you're trying to be a little antsy tonight, if you're the Avalanche, and you don't want to have a grind, it's going to be a tough night because those guys will grind you to death, and they work hard. And like Tort said, I said, hey, good job. You're doing awesome. And he's like, we're trying. We're limited, but we're trying, and we're working hard. So no free gifts. I know it's Christmas. Last game we talked about it. There was a lot of gifts from the Avalanche to the opposition. None of that tonight. Flyers are a good team. They're 6-3-1 the last 10. But always remember, speed kills. And the Avalanche, use your speed. Go play your game. You should come out on top.
When you're on the power play, do not mess around with Travis Konechny. That guy will eat you up.
Yeah.
McKinnon doing the break-ins today.
Yeah.
No Mikko silliness on the
Yes, please.
on the power play. Look, Flyers are a team in an interesting spot this year.
Yeah.
Their record overall in the year, it's a bit above 500. I don't want to call them a bad team because I don't think they are, but they're also not really a team that is competing for the top of the East or anything like that. On paper, it's a team that the Avs should be better than with their current lineup.
Definitely.
You go into a game like that, it's the middle of December. Look, I'm certainly a guy guilty of often getting too deep into the X's and O's and the numbers and this and that and the other thing. Some nights, get in there, go win puck battles, go win races to pucks, and win a hockey game. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah, well, and against a Torts team, as Eric mentioned, you're just going to have to outwork it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you match their effort level, your talent will rise above. And that's how the
Avs
Avalanche
should win a lot.
Win a lot of hockey games.
Yeah, go play with balls. I mean, that's it. Go play with some balls. And you're right. Sometimes X's and O's, like, you know what to do. It's this game, what, 20, what are we,
27?
27. I know it tonight. It's
You got
27.
the
Yeah,
right
27. Sure, it's in your brain. It's ingrained in your brain now. You just go play, have fun, smile. I'll tell you one thing, and Megan said it this morning. That's a pretty loose locker room, the Flyers locker room. I'll tell you one thing, like, because sometimes you get into rooms and it's like, it's a little dry. You know what I mean? Like, that room's pretty loose. It's pretty freaking loose. Like, and I think Torts has brought that. They're used to him now because Torts is very demanding. very honest. There's no gray area. I mean, it's that's it, or this is that's it. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
So, but I think they've learned to play for him, and with Jonesy at the helm, right, former Avs president, and then Daniel Briere, former Avs GM now. Not a good player when he was with the Avs, but it was towards the end.
He was a good player once upon a time.
He was a great player. Danny's a great.
He scored that last second goal in Boston once.
Yes.
And that ruled.
Yeah, but he's a great guy.
That was one of
awesome. He's
two
a very
goals he scored
intelligent
that year.
guy. So I think they have a good group. They got a good group. They seem to get along at the top, and then it translates to the room. And I think that, somewhere they're ahead of their I'm going to use the word rebuild. You know what I mean? I think they're ahead of it. And they're playing good hockey right now. The Avs are going to have to be on top of their game tonight to win the game. There's no messing around. There's no messing around tonight. Play with some balls and come out on top and go win that game. You're on a homestand right now. This is the second game.
Third.
Third?
Yeah,
They're 1-1.
1-1.
Happens fast.
Happens fast. Let's go. You got to make some hay there.
Yep.
Yeah, and you really you lose this game tonight. You're at best 1-1, or you're 1-2 on a 5-game homestand that you're looking at and saying the Winnipeg Jets are by far the best team that you were going to play, and you didn't lose that game by much. So, you win this, you're 2-1.
That's right.
You have Calgary and Buffalo next week. You're looking at, I've said it all along, you should really 4-1
homestand, yeah.
but it puts you in a position to at least have a 3-2, to have a winning homestand. If you win this game tonight, you're staring down the barrel of a 3-2, 4-1 homestand, which you feel great about 4-1. You feel pretty good about 3-2.
Yeah, agree.
Anything less than that is a disappointment.
For sure.
It's a letdown.
Yep.
Especially this team, especially at home, the way they've played at home this year.
They've
And you got
been good,
McKinnon that's got the home streak going.
Yeah.
What is it, 12 games
12
or whatever,
straight
something
games,
like that.
yep.
Pretty amazing. And he's been outstanding, as we know. So it's like, ride the coattails of that guy right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Follow him.
And please, Miko. We're going to keep saying it every night until it happens. Please, Miko.
He's in my bets, which we'll get to in a second. Eric, you've experienced getting guys like a Nichushkin back into your lineup when you were playing. Is that easy? Is there obviously the Avs lineup has been scattered and all over the place for the last couple of games. When you get a guy like Val back, does it take a tick or two to get back to clicking with each other, or does it drop in and immediately your chemistry is working?
No, I think it's awesome because it slots people in the right place. And I'll use the adults like AJ says all the time. And instead of having babysitters, now you got the adults back in the I'm just saying, right? I mean, it's not.
I love that.
Right? I mean, I'm not, and no disrespect to anybody. I'm not
LOC's
calling.
the babysitter.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
He's the ultimate adult.
Well, he's the ultimate adult, but yeah. But it's like, or Jonathan Drouin to try to be, you'd be the babysitter for a game or two or whatever it is, right? Who knows what's going to happen with the Lions? But I think it just slots people the right way. And sometimes when you're plugging in, and I mean all the respect with that word, when you're plugging in for someone and it's going to be 2, 3, 4 games, you can do it. It's doable. We see it with Logan, right? He can do it. But if you're asking someone to be a first liner for 50, 60, 70 games because of injuries,
Different animal,
then you got to
yeah.
do a different thing. You got to go make a trade. You got to go get someone because you're slotting someone. I was just telling Rudo before about Torts. I liked him, man. I think he's awesome. So we were talking about you want to put people in the right place for them to succeed. Because we were talking about Nick Deloria, you don't want to put him in the wrong spot because he's so valuable to their team in a sense that such the ultimate team guy and they all love him. But because you don't want to put him in the wrong spot.
So on the ice.
Yeah, well, no, we're not going into that, you and I tonight. But you know what I mean. And it's like it's out of respect. You don't want to put him in the wrong spot. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You call up. Man, I don't know. Who's the guy, the college kid, Pavel, and then you put him on the first line. Like, you put in the guy in the wrong spot. You know what I mean?
Don't set him up for failure.
That's my point.
They call up Oscar Olausson. They play him with Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
And not
I love that.
Frederick Olofsson.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Understanding your
Yes,
guy.
Yep.
yes. Thank you. So anyway, I think that's a fair question, and I think that's what Val does. He just kind of brings things back to normal, so to speak. Of course, you miss Lecky and things like that. That'd be awesome, but everything just slots back into normalcy a little bit for the Avs.
A level of comfortability. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yes, it is. We're making it
Tonight, it's a word.
Yes.
That's a word.
I'm pretty comfortable with 2 of my 3 bets. The third one's a bit of a YOLO. But I'm
Oh,
taking
my.
the Avs to cover. I'm taking over 6. And we're having a little bit of fun with the Mikko thing. We're going with a hat trick.
You're going to miss that over.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Prosvitov's going to be money tonight.
I admire your enthusiasm.
1 or 0 from him tonight.
All right. Well, I like the Mikko hat trick at plus 2,200. It's like this guy's going to score 5 one night coming up here
Yeah.
if he just shoots more, right? I think it's in his head now. He's not getting enough chances.
But as soon
if
as
he gets
one goes in,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I wrote
going
it in my post-game piece the other day. Hasn't beaten a goaltender since November 18th.
that's almost a month.
You're coming up on nearly a month without Mikko Rantanen scoring a goal against a goaltender. And only 1 empty netter, so it's not like, oh, he's had 4 empty netters and he's contributing. No.
Put one in the net.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you got to get it there. I don't think it's that complicated with him, and as we've all said, when it comes, it'll pop off.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the same kind of conversation with Tomas Tatar. That's a turbocharged conversation with Mikko.
Yeah.
From 20 goal scorer regularly to 50 goal scorer. It's
Yeah.
a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
You can always get in on the bets with Bet365. Go over there and use the DNVR 365 code when you sign up. You get a bunch of amazing boosts. Of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. I think it's pretty straightforward for Colorado through this portion of the season. You are into December. You've established yourself as a good hockey team in the West. You would like to see this team start to create that separation at the top of the Central Division over the next month or so.
Small chance. Last I saw, Dallas was down 4-1. But of course,
They lost.
by the time this airs, that game will be long over.
It's over. They lost.
Okay.
6-1.
You're Jesus. You have a chance.
Yep.
Like, and that's where the loss to Winnipeg really hurt.
Yep.
You could have gone to a 6-point lead on them.
Really starting to pull away a little bit
Exactly. And really start to put pressure on. They need to win 8 out of 10.
there.
Just to make a move here.
Yep.
So that's a lost opportunity, but tonight's a new one. Dallas loses. All right, great. Start to put some distance there.
Yep.
They've already put some distance between them and the
rest
bottom
of
half.
the Central, yeah.
It's now put pressure on Dallas and Winnipeg to really continue to try and keep up with you.
That, as much as it is, bury any hope for teams like Arizona. Make that top division in the Central, or top spot in the Central Division, out of reach for them.
The other aspect of that is it's not just make those teams chase you and all that, but you don't want to play one of those teams in the first round.
Yep.
I'd much rather have Arizona than Winnipeg in round 1. You kidding me?
No doubt about that.
Do I want Connor Ingram or Connor Hellebuck?
Not a hard choice for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is where, you're not obsessing over the standings every single day, but like, this is where you start to really see that separation.
Yep.
And put that pressure on teams so that if they want to make a move to try and keep up with you, if Dallas starts to get 6, 7, 8 points back, do they do something and not wait till a deadline? Do they jump on the market? Do they overpay early on to try and do something? Put pressure on those organizations to make choices or just live with it.
Well, I think the stores are opening early this year. That's just my gut. I think that people are going to go
I'm with
shopping.
you.
I don't
We've seen
think
a couple
I don't
already.
think, especially with Calgary, with Z, you know what I mean? I do believe they're going to unload Lindholm, your boy Tanev. I think people are going shopping at the stores earlier than later.
Absolutely.
You're watching teams get quality NHL defensemen for third-round picks. You should be calling around a little bit.
I saw
Yeah.
Bertuzzo yesterday. Whatever.
For a
Whatever. He's fine. He is.
Yeah,
what he is,
I mean, Robert Bortuzzo is like a rotational third pairing guy,
Yeah,
but
that's
for
what I mean.
conditional 7th or whatever
Right,
it
it
is.
cost them
I'll take
basically
them.
nothing.
yeah.
Give me a break, dude. I think it was just a 7th. Eric Robinson was the conditional.
That was the conditional. Yeah.
Condition, which
So who
I'll give
knows?
you a roll of
Maybe
tape.
the market could be a little spicy.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's setting up to be a buyer's market. Which, hey, if you're the Avalanche, you're like,
Good for us. Yeah.
I'm a buyer.
why not?
They're definitely looking to buy. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Coach did say something. He liked Malinsky too. I remember I was listening to the presser. Just FYI,
Yep.
He said he liked his game and he likes how he's developing. So I think that's huge.
Yeah, I think the desire to go get another defenseman right now with Jack Johnson, Caleb Jones, and Sam Malinsky all right there. for me, it's lesser than it has been in a long time.
Yeah, I agree.
And the desire to find another forward. It's a middle six
fits.
guy.
That fits.
The
Yeah.
Tomas Tatar replacement feels like the pretty easy target at this very second.
Yeah,
in a
and
month, who knows? But
that, but also because you're kind of looking at Nikolai Kovalenko going, you might be able to do that.
yeah,
The tuna's out tonight too, right?
A 4C is.
I don't know. I think he might play, even though he didn't skate at morning skate. This is the problem with doing a pregame show 2.5 hours before the game.
Yeah.
But
The 4C spot with Fredrik Olofsson is. It's growing on my list of concerns from.
I think it's valid. Yeah.
He's having a bad stretch. You're starting to get into 6, 7, 8 games now where it has not been good for him.
Yep.
Where you're either allowing a goal against or you're taking a penalty. There's two things you can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's lost every face-off in that time
Face-offs have
span.
not
So
been good, for sure.
it is fair to start wondering, okay, if this is what's up.
You get into 10,
What's
11,
the
12
value?
games of this. You're starting,
Right.
when does it fix itself? And
Exactly.
when do you deal with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because he does not have the track record Tomas Tatar has of. He's got 700 games. He's been a really good pro in this league for a long time. You don't give Fredrik Olofsson the same amount of leash because they haven't been the same kind of guy.
Yep.
I agree.
Exactly right. So
go have a good night, Freddie Olofsson.
there you go. Make this the game where all these people that are struggling figure something out one way or another.
I know it was on the thumbnail, but make it your kind of get right game.
There it is. That's all I got. Any final thoughts from you guys on this one?
No.
No, I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be a fun one.
I think so too.
I think it'll be exciting, and
It's going to be fun for us because we'll be there.
Yeah.
But
I like the orange, and you know what I mean, like
Yep.
the colors of the Flyers, and it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be feisty. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it. Whatever happens in the game, we will have a post game for you. Probably will be a little bit later than normal since we have to get back from the arena and all of that. But tune in after the game here on this YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you then.
We all silly like the mayor.